Hi, I'm Antoine from TriggerMesh. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to send activity logs from Microsoft Azure to Splunk using TriggerMesh event bridges. This integration allows organizations to monitor the actions happening in their Azure subscriptions using the analytical and visualization power of Splunk, and to respond quickly to abnormal activities. Let's start by creating a new bridge. Select Azure Activity Logs as the event source. Then, fill in the Azure Resource ID of a shared access policy with permissions to manage an Azure Event Hubs namespace. You can find shared access policies for Event Hubs namespaces in the Azure portal under Settings. Finally, add the client ID, client secret, and tenant ID corresponding to the service principal to use with the Azure Activity Logs event source. Click Save to validate the form. Now let's add our Splunk event target. Enter the address of the HTTP event collector endpoint, then select the secret containing the token to be used to send events to that event collector. You can find or create such token in the Splunk settings under Data Inputs, HTTP event collector. If you want to send events to a specific Splunk index, write the name of that index in the corresponding input. Otherwise, leave it blank in order to let Splunk decide in which index to store the events based on the configuration of the HEC token. Click Save to validate the form. Our event bridge is now ready for submission. Give it an optional name, then click Submit Bridge in order to run the bridge components inside TriggerMesh. As soon as the status icon of the bridge turns green, you can verify that the new logs forwarding configuration was created inside the diagnostic settings of the subscription's activity logs. It can take a few minutes for the Azure activity logs to be sent to Event Hubs. As soon as those events are sent, the number of messages should increase in the Azure Event Hubs dashboard. Those events should be available immediately inside of Splunk. Let's check it out. Using a search query, we can display all events generated by our Azure Activity Logs event source. For example, let's filter by source type. We can see our activity logs here in the list of results. Let's now visualize that data using a dashboard. This very simple dashboard shows the number of API actions performed in a certain time frame. With more data, you could of course create more elaborate visualization and extract the full power of this integration. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing what business problem we can help you solve with TriggerMesh event bridges.